Alright guys, we're back with a banger of a video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Marks and Spencer's most expensive steak. This came in at a whopping £40 and it weighs 769 grams. It does look gorgeous, doesn't it? Oh man. So this is a thick gut Aberdeen Angus Cote de Boeuf. I'm probably slaughtering that pronunciation. It is French, I don't speak the language, and I had to look up what exactly that is. So Cote de Boeuf is French for rib of beef and refers to a bone-in, thick-cut ribeye steak, which sounds gorgeous. Let's get a closer look at this packaging quickly. To start with, it does say security protected, and you must know when your food is security protected, you're operating in a different league. And at £40, this is definitely a different league. The packaging overall is quite pleasing. It has like a premium look and feel to it. But it's all about that right there. That piece of steak looks gorgeous. Look at the marbling in that thing. Ooh, man. Right, flipping it over, I thought the box was quite interesting. There's a chef's tip section there that gives you some, I guess, tips on cooking it. It does sound interesting what they're doing there, but I'm just going to do my own thing. Then we get the cooking instructions, which we're sort of going to follow, not to the letter, but the short version of that is sear it in a pan and then bang it in the oven. They also give barbecue instructions down the bottom, and then up here they actually explain how you should carve the meat, but we ain't doing that. We're just gonna have the chunk of meat by itself. Right, I am keen to get into this security protected box. I've got to get some scissors on this thing, I think, to cut off this. Not the most graceful, but oh Lord, certainly not the most graceful. I need the scissors back. We'll get there eventually. We might have to use the good old brute force and ignorance method. There we go. Look at that. How do we get this out? Oh, okay. I'm assuming that means it's from Ireland. I don't know. Let's move that box out the way. And let's see. There seems to be a... Oh, okay. Pull here to open. Pull here to open failed a bit. Seems to be bringing the cardboard with it. But there we have our slab of meat. Have a look at that thing right there. Oh my word. That thing looks magical. Look at the marbling on it. It is a gorgeous piece of meat, and it's got a pleasant smell to it too. Right, let's get into the kitchen and get this thing cooked. Right, this has had a couple of minutes to rest. What we're going to be doing is giving it a few squirts of olive oil to get it nicely coated. We're going to then season it with our Texan Steakhouse seasoning. This stuff is the bomb. We then pop it in the pan, which is piping hot, to sear it. Comes out the pan, pop in a temperature probe, and bang it in the air fryer. I said microwave, jeez. Bang it in the air fryer until it hits 52 degrees, and then we'll take it out. So right, let's get this thing going. I'm just going to do 2 squirts like that and rub it in. Make sure I get it on the sides as well. And then this whole thing, flip it over and get the other side rubbed in. And I should have actually taken the lid off this before getting my hand dirty, but I didn't. Right, this we're now going to, not too heavily, get our piece of meat seasoned. Again, not too heavily. Right, now let's see if this will actually fit in my frying pan. Oh, what a glorious sizzle. What a glorious sizzle. Right, let's let this thing get seared. Right, that should be good. Let's get this chunk of meat out. Right, now we need to get a temperature probe in it, which I think we're just going to go straight in here, get it into the juicy part as far as we can into the middle. Right, and now this goes in the air fryer until it hits 52 degrees. Right, it's been about 12 minutes and we're at 38 degrees internal temperature. We're going to take it off at 52. Hopefully we get a good steak doing it that way. It should carry on cooking after we take it off. But I've, to be honest, never cooked a steak of this size in my life. If you like the look of this temp spike, you can pick it up on my Amazon storefront page linked in the description. You can also pick up this other stuff. The Texan rub you can get at Morrison's as well. This stuff is definitely worth trying. And this is just a handy little squirt bottle to have. Right, we have just hit 52 degrees. So let's get this out and have a look. Oh my word, that is a magnificent looking piece of meat, is it not? Holy shit. Pardon my French. Let's move it over to the plate and it can just sit there to rest. I suppose we should leave the temperature probe in for now. We'll see. It's already up to 53. We'll see how high it goes. But I'm going to let that rest. Right, I'll get back to you when we're ready for some eating. Right folks, this is the finished product fresh out the air fryer. Well, it's had a little time to rest. So the internal temperature did end up hitting 60 degrees before it started cooling off. Let me give you a closer look at this. I have to pull back to get it all in frame. Holy. That is an impressive looking piece of meat. Oh, it does look good. Not that it needed sides, but we've got some delicious potato wedges to go with it, and some roast carrot sticks. Whew. But that right there is the main event. Look at that thing. Bone is still in. Whew. Let's, I don't know where to begin on this, but let's tuck in. Let's get a cut across the middle of it so we can see what the inside looks like. Oh, look at all that pink goodness in there. That is perfection for me. That is perfection for me. Oh, man. Right, I've got to get some of this in my mouth. Let's cut a bit off the end here. Oh, look at this thing. Wow. Man. Oh my word. Oh, that is ridiculous. That right there is something spectacular. The meat is just melting in my mouth. There's a very I guess it's from the marbling. There's a very rich butteriness to it. Ooh. Oh. This video has been a long time coming. It was about 3 months ago, I saw this in Marks and Spencer and thought that would make a good video, and I added it to my idea list, and I've kind of been thinking about it on and off since then. Oh, that is heavenly. My word. So I've been thinking about this on and off for the last 3 months. And there's a certain amount of anticipation that comes with that, a certain amount of expectation, and it has just blown it away. This is absolutely gorgeous. Very robust beef flavor. Cooking the meat on the bone releases a lot of juices into the meat, and that that adds like an extra layer of flavor to it. But it's just, there's such a robust beefiness to it, and then it's just super like rich and buttery. Oh my word. And then that steakhouse seasoning, given the size of the meat that we got here, I was quite light on that seasoning, and it kind of elevates that with a little touch of spiciness. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's perfectly cooked. Searing the outside in the pan first gives it a nice, creates a nice contrast in the texture with the like tender, juicy inside. The inside just melts in your mouth, but the crust gives it a little bit of bite. Whew. My word. I kind of knew this would be good. I didn't know it would be this good. It's, yeah, without a doubt, a certified banger. 40 pounds though. 40 pounds is a lot of money. But I guess, to be fair, it's been worth the price, because this sort of thing for me is like a once in a lifetime experience. Right, I won't be buying this sort of steak on the regular. I'll probably never buy this particular steak again unless I'm doing something different and special with it, which would make it then another one-off experience. Because to spend 40 pounds on one piece of meat is somewhat ridiculous. But it is an experience. We haven't even tried the sides. Let's see how my carrots turned out. I quite like roasted carrots in the air fryer. They still got a nice crunch to them. And the potato wedges, nice and soft on the inside, crisp on the outside. My word, have a look inside there. This is an absolutely spectacular piece of meat. It is it is sublime. It is next level. I wasn't really expecting that butteriness to it. I guess that's from the marbling, right? The marbling in the meat. As the fat cooks down, gives it a nice, it adds a nice, rich, buttery flavor to the meat. And in this case, it's certainly taken it to the next level. This is a quality piece of meat, this. That was a very fatty bit, which I enjoy. Us South African folk do like our fatty meats. I don't know what else to say. This piece of meat is just spectacular. It's absolutely sublime. It melts in your mouth. It is without a doubt a certified banger. Without a doubt. That is spectacular. Certainly not something that's going to be a regular item on the menu. That said, a one-off experience that's very, very worthwhile trying. The overall experience, as I said, the anticipation for this has been building up for like 3 months. Interestingly enough, 3 months ago this was 37 pounds, it's now 40 pounds. And that's a recent change, because I initially, as I said, it's been on my idea list for 3 months, but I did, about a month ago, I went in to get it so I could film the video, and they didn't have it in. So roughly a month ago, they were still £37. I went back this weekend, yesterday, to pick it up, and it was £40. So the price change is recent. But I've completely forgotten what I was saying. I'm enjoying this so much. Oh yes, as a one-off experience, it's definitely been worth the pounds, worth the £40. After 3 months of anticipation building up to this like moment, you finally get to taste it, and it blows you away compared to what you were expecting. Can't go wrong. This is a heavenly chunk of steak. I think chunk of steak is about the best way to describe it. It just doesn't get much better than this. I'm a good portion of the way through it already. Damn. Every mouthful is just so succulent. It doesn't actually need the seasoning. The seasoning does elevate it, but this would stand by itself with no seasoning. I considered doing a pepper sauce for it, but decided to just try it as is. But it doesn't need a pepper sauce. Peppercorn sauce. It's just perfection the way it is. My word. That is something spectacular. Glad I did it. If you want the experience, I highly recommend it. This is definitely a one-off experience though. It's not something that you would do on the regular at the price, I don't think. But yeah, certified banger through and through. Right, at this point, as usual, I'm just over talking it, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.